Subscribe to Racing UK on YouTube for more great racing features.
In September 2014, Racing UK and The Sun began a nationwide search to uncover the untapped tipping talent that lay dormant amongst the ranks of racing fans. You responded to the call with a plethora of top tips, from the odd celebrity selection
The Arc de Triomphe is nearly upon us and I'm going for Tagruda.
to the distinctly bizarre.
I am the mud French tipster.
6 weeks later, we gathered at Kempton Park on an unremarkable Thursday evening with our specially selected grand finalists for what would prove to be a memorable night, and one in which we would crown our very first Tipstar.
Go on, girl, get in there! Aye, aye!
Welcome to a look back at a few of our favourite moments from our Tipstar competition. We asked you to send in 30-second tipping clips, and we're delighted to receive a huge number of top-quality entries from the very start of the competition. Although a winning tip wasn't essential to ultimate victory, well done to those of you who tipped us a winner.
My tip for the Arc de Triomphe is Trev.
I think she'll do the business. Anything that can win by 5 lengths has got to be value in my book.
Got it in one. An absolute dead ringer for top South African golfer Ernie Els, also known as the Big Easy.
Big Easy's my tip for the Cesarovic.
I'm going to go for the Philip Hobbs trained and Terry Warner owned Big Easy.
I've got one for you on the flat at Ascot in the 3:30 Saturday. That's Charm Spirit.
Horse to follow for the National Hunt season, the horse is King's Palace.
I think that horse is well overpriced.
Although you didn't all find winners, there was plenty of class on show.
Goes into the race unbeaten, and I still feel she is slightly underrated.
Proven on a soft ground, this is the first time he drops back to 6 furlongs.
Maybe just needed that run and a fuel 3 mile stretched him a little.
Winner of this contest in 2011, he is in fact unlucky not to arrive here on a 4-timer.
Mark of 148 okay, and most importantly, his course experience at Cheltenham.
He's back down to a dangerous handicap mark, and Joe Doyle will take up another useful £5, which just excites me even more.
And I think he runs like he'll stay 3 miles.
This one's been knocking on the door for a long while now and is becoming something of a maybe horse.
3 to 1 about a horse who is still on the up. Ignore him at your peril.
And then there were those of you who approach a challenge with a slightly more entertaining flair.
A tip from the horse's mouth.
I am the mud French tipster.
It's Tipstar on the inside, it's Mercury in the top weight, the far side.
I'm walking your way to the winner, because this is just the way.
Well, I've got a crystal ball.
The rigger. Get on this horse. Get on it. The rigger. This is ours. Come on, my son.
Ooh!
This is Lydia Hislop with James Willoughby trying to beat Tipstars.
Get on and get a wheelbarrow ready.
All I got to say is, may the force be with you.
In week 1, we faced a tough choice to pick our first finalists from your Arc de Triomphe selections. After much deliberation, the judges decided the first Tipstar through to the finals night was to be 23-year-old lab technician Ben Fernley.
Bonjour. My name's Ben, coming to you live from my kitchen with my tip for Sunday's Arc de Triomphe. I think the 3-year-olds at the top of the market all have excellent chances, but in an open contest, I'd like to have one at a bigger price in Prince Gibraltar. This horse was third to the Grey Gatsby in the French Derby, and he looked unlucky that day. He stays a trip, he's got form over course and distance in a Group 1, and if you can forgive him his last run, then he's got to be good value each way.
In week 2, we set you a particularly tough challenge with a preview of the Cesarovic, but a hot favourite had emerged after an inspired week 1 wrap. Mikey Bell, a 59-year-old human resources manager, kept up the good work with another musical offering, as well as a more considered entry. Here's a few of his best bits.
M-I-C-K-Y-B, E with the double L. I'd go by the unforgettable name of the man called Mickey Bell. Check it out.
Today we're looking at the Cesarovic race, which is run over 2 miles, 2 furlongs at Newmarket.
Time to go to Ascot Races. Find a horse that'll reach the places. But here's the catch. I ain't Benedict Cumberbatch.
This race only has 1 bend, and we're only looking for one horse.
Now I'd like to say that this is the place for the winner of the Cesarowicz race.
He won under today's jockey Andrea Arseni over a mile and a half.
Now this hill's seen some famous scenes. Owners, punters, jockeys' dreams.
He's trained by Marco Botti.
I've been through the farm with a fine-tooth comb, but finding the winner needs Sherlock Holmes. One well-up made Dan, I know he can. It's just a way, all the way from Japan.
And the selection for the Cesarowicz is de rigueur.
86 done, runs Gold Cup.
Well, the mare's beginning to get up.
Respect, Sir Peter. It's another wrap.
The competition was really hotting up by week 3, and we were looking for your views on British Champions Day. The judges plumped for another of our regular contributors, 48-year-old marketing guru, Richard Smith.
Richard Smith here for our UK Tipster, and it's Kingston Hill in the Arc de Triomphe. Richard Smith here for our UK Tipster. Starting in Cambridgeshire, crossing the finishing line in Suffolk, it's Digianta for the Cesarowicz.
Faster than a car, it's tastier than a clam, it's Clarkham.
It's Tipstar the near side, it's Mercury the top weight the far side, but here comes Hawkeye the new.
Trading at 20 to 1, quarter the odds a place. Make sure to get on each way. At Zenny will drop the horse in from its wide draw in 20. Our selection's off 87. Great value at 25 to 1 each way, a quarter the odds, 5 places, and sure to be staying on when others have cried enough.
Read all about it on Sunday, the paparazzi kid for the Paddy Power Gold Cup.
It's Kingston Hill, it's going to be a pizza cake for At Zenny and more dough in the bank.
It's Hawkeye the new.
We move on to week 4 when we turn to jumping fans to give us an anti-post selection for the National Hunt season. 25-year-old plumber Craig Briley had already given us a few winners, and it was his entry that added another to our list of finalists.
Hello, Craig Briley here. Hi, Craig Briley here. Hi, Craig Briley here. Hi, Craig Briley here. My tip for the Arc on Sunday is Trev. The way she destroyed that field 5 lengths last year was an absolute scintillating performance. If he's anywhere near to that standard again this Sunday, she's going to take all the beating. After tipping Trev to win the Arc on Sunday, I'm hoping I can do the same on Saturday's bet for Cesarowicz. I think I may have found a diamond at the top of the handicap, and my bet for that race is Brass Ring at 16 to 1. After tipping 2 winning selections in the last 2 weeks, I'm very confident I'll bet into my telecom Saturday. My tip is G-Force in the British Champion Sprint Stakes. My close tip for the Jumps campaign this season is in the King George on Boxing Day. My tip is Simon C. I think at 10 to 1 it's an absolute massive prize and has to be backed. And at 16 to 1 it's a massive prize and must be backed. And I think at 5 to 2 it's an absolute steal. I can't quite believe he's only 6 to 1 for this race, having missed it all last season. For me, that is quite extraordinary. It speaks volumes.
Halloween loomed on week 5 and we stuck to the National Hunt theme and asked for your opinions on the Cheltenham Festival. Harriet Fuller had been providing consistently good quality punditry since the start of the competition, and the 19-year-old journalism student finally secured her place with her anti-post pick.
Hello, my name is Harriet and I'm about to tell you, hopefully, the winner of this Saturday's Cesarowicz at Newmarket. After a series of near misses, there is every chance that the enigmatic, inconsistent but clearly talented Gold Ship can provide them with their first victory in the race. And I'm hoping it will be third time lucky for me this week as I tip Heather's Moon for the Kipco Champion Stakes at Ascot on Saturday. If the ground is verging on the softer side, I would fancy Side Bougie any day. The 5-year-old stamina is assured and his class and quality is clear to see, having won 9 out of his 13 starts, collecting around £8 million in prize money. Instead of backing Quick Jack, who I personally believe won't be quick enough, we should all instead back Teak. He's been performing very well recently, including a very good result over in Turkey on extremely soft ground, which puts him in good stead for the ground at Ascot. I fancy him to once again be competitive, and I'm sure he will at least be in the placings and could well have his first success in the race next year. Cheers.
With 5 of the 6 stalls filled for the grand final, we went into week 6 looking for your thoughts on the Paddy Power Gold Cup. It was perhaps the toughest choice of the lot for our judging panel, but a 52-year-old translator eventually won through. Here is some of Sean Burke's highlights.
This is Sean Burke looking ahead to Sunday's Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe at Longchamp.
First, make absolutely certain your horse is fit and ready to run this year, and don't expect the bookmakers to help you.
I'm going to take a chance on At a Glance at 16 to 1. He's still made no offences after 10 tries, but he's run well at Cheltenham in the past. He won over hurdles at the festival 2012.
Second, try and find a selection which has only one possible target at the festival. Multiple targets significantly reduce your effective odds.
And my idea of an anti-post wager for this National Hunt season is Q card at a general 8 to 1 for the King George at Kempton on Boxing Day.
Third, remember injury can strike a favourite just as much as an outsider. Don't bet at short odds.
There's no reason to believe he's not as good as he's always been. He's excellent value. Christophe Lemaire has won big races right across the world. She has an exceptional chance.
At 16s, I'm going to have a go.
And then there were 6. Our grand finalists had been carefully selected and headed off to Kempton Park for an evening of intense competition. The green room was buzzing as the contestants got to know their opponents, and we also welcomed our big night judges, the Sun's very own Templegate, Steve Jones, and pro punter and pundit Dave Nevison. The scene was set, and this is how they lined up. Ben Fernley.
I'm from Gloucestershire originally, near Cheltenham, so obviously there's a massive buzz around racing festival week, so that's how I got into it really. I'm looking forward to it.
Mike Bell.
Hello, I'm Mike Bell. I'm a retired human resources manager. I go racing as often as I can. Normally I'm Goodwood, Brighton, Lingfield, Kempton, Sandown, but I'm really looking forward to tonight, and it's a great chance to have some fun.
Richard Smith.
My name's Richard Smith. I am from Poland. I've been there for 14 years. I was a stable lad from the age of 12. Started riding at the age of 10. I'll be trying my best and hopefully picking a winner.
Craig Briley.
I'm Craig Briley, 25, from Leeds. I'm a plumbing and heating engineer. I've been uptown racing since 2007. A plasterer decided to give me a tip. I put a tenner each way on it at 40 to 1. Bear in mind I got £80 a week and it romped home. I was delirious, and since then I've been absolutely uptown racing. No matter what it is, where it is, I'm on it.
Harriet Fuller.
I'm really looking forward to it. This is something that I want to go into for my career. I'm studying sport journalism at university, so it's just a great opportunity and I'm really looking forward to it.
Sean Burke.
I'm Sean Burke, I'm 52, I live in France, grew up in Kent, lifelong racing fan. First was taken racing to the Cheltenham Festival 1981, first race meeting I ever saw. Sea Pigeon won his second champion hurdle, been hooked ever since.
With tension building in the green room, the time had come for a few final words of encouragement from Judge Nevison, as our first contender Mike Bell headed down to the camera position. But Mike seemed relaxed enough as he gave another one of his signature raps.
Euro-L-I-B-E-L. You've even got another L. You go by the unforgettable name of the man called Ollie Bell. Check him out, it's another rap.
And what about his selection?
Chetan won off 55 the run before last. A worthy paper favourite would be my argument. One horse at a bigger price, if we're going to look for a horse at a bigger price, for me would be Cloak and Degar. If I had to look at an outsider, it would be Cloak and Degar.
So we awaited the result of our first race. Good luck, Mike.
Quite a competitive race here. Chetan from Cloak and Degar entering the final furlong. Rialto Magic still has a chance. Then Kylie's wild card. Cloak and Degar is rallying on the near side of Chetan, but Chetan begins to find a little bit more and will go on for a second course and distance win. From Cloak and Degar, second, tight third between Rialto.
We've started off the Tipstar Grand Final with a reverse tricast. You've picked out the 1, 2, 3 there. Many congratulations, Mike. A great start for our rapping grandad and a tough act to follow for the man next up, Richard Smith.
I think some of them might be a little bit surprised of what you ultimately come up with.
We'll see if there's an unexposed type there.
And Richard did turn to the outsider for his selection.
My selection is Gleaming Girl.
Right, in we go, explain.
Yeah, I will do. 3 runs in maidens.
Yep.
A fabulous run here on its second run at Kempton. I think that Gleaming Girl could be assessed at 77, is off 67 this evening with a £7 claimer. I think it looks really great value at 10 to 1.
Gleaming Girl on the far side. The dash is on. A furlong and a half to go. Vegas Rebel wearing away at classic seniority. Gleaming Girl runs on the far side. Lifka on the near side. Needs to find a little bit more and is doing so now as the post begins to loom. Lifka closing in on Gleaming Girl. Far side doing better. Gleaming Girl.
What a result for Richard and a race that he certainly enjoyed watching.
Come on, Sophie. Run a good race, though. Go on, Sophie. Go on, Sophie. Go on, Sophie. Go on, girl. Get in there. Aye,
Richard Smith just to my left, he's been thanking the jockey on her first winner because she's given this horse an absolute peach. Gleaming Girl, Richard, firstly, that is an inspired shout. Many, many congratulations.
Thanks,
were you confident in the run that you were going to get there?
I was, yeah. You know, as I said, you know, the handicap mark, I think the form of Forte in that Group 1, it just looked as though the horse was very, very well treated.
Right, you can enjoy a very well-earned beer in the green room. And I think if you are watching the 4 remaining Tipstar finalists, if you're watching in the green room, we've started with a reverse tricast and a 16-1 winner. No pressure. So there was plenty to live up to for next in line, Harriet Fuller. You've been watching in the green room. What have you made of what you've seen so far?
They're all pretty good, and that last winner was it did bring the house down a bit in there. We were all cheering for him, so we were really glad that it came in.
Good. That's good to hear. Has it heightened the nerves though?
Yeah, it's a little bit more pressure now. Right now I need to find one that's a bit of a bigger price even, hopefully, but we shall see.
Well, we're going to do that now. Try and do that anyway.
I think we're going to have to go with Alex Ferguson's if there's going to be for a win one. But another one right at the bottom, the 3-year-old filly, Elbereth. She won her maiden over course and distance. She didn't do very well in a handicap afterwards, but she's got some potential there, and if she can pick herself up from that, you know, she's being given weight from everyone here, so she must have a good chance.
Double Discount and Elbereth. Solidarity into third, Hedge End, then I'm from Govan. Solidarity is still closing on the far side, coming to joining in with Double Discount and Elbereth on the near side, inside the last, and Solidarity and Adam Kirby, and he's timed it well. Solidarity goes on to win.
No luck for Harriet, sadly, but an enjoyable experience all the same. Was it easier than you thought, and analysing and sort of being the pundit, or was it tough?
I was quite
Moving on to race 5, £25 free bet at timebet.co.uk handicap. It's over 7 furlongs.
You did an excellent job. I'm going to join you and get warm now. So it's back to the warmth of the green room for myself and Harriet as Week 1 winner Ben Fernley prepared for his premiere punditry stint. And Ben wasn't too keen on the market leader. Is Serious Prospect's recent form a serious concern to you, or can you put that down to the heavy ground?
Actually, looking at his sprint form, he's won over on soft ground over like I believe he's got Group 2 form over 6 furlongs on soft ground. So, to be honest, I think he handles it. I think he's just one of those horses that's in and out, and I wouldn't be taking the price today, to be honest. He'll probably win now, I've said this, but I wouldn't be taking that price on him.
We like that. Stick your neck on the block.
Serious Prospect is making giant strides down the outside. Plucky Dip is reeled in by Serious Prospect, and Serious Prospect on his day is a serious horse, and we can see it now. Serious Prospect wins.
We've seen a really impressive performance from the horses getting all the plaudits behind us in the winners' enclosure here at Kempton. Serious Prospect, a course record, Ben, and hard to compete with that.
Yeah, it looked like an absolute burn-up up front, and to be honest, he's just relished the extra pace in the race because he stays 8 furlongs, so, you know, he's obviously appreciated that.
Another solid effort from Ben Fernley with some great post-race analysis. How did he find the experience?
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of more points I wanted to say, but, you know, 3 minutes either side, I thought I did a good job. Happy, but, you know, everyone's been good this evening. Everyone's so far has put up a good bit of analysis, and we've obviously had a 16-1 winner. So yeah, I'm not confident.
Our next contestant had no such concerns about his abilities, though. Let's hear now from Craig Briley.
How are you feeling? Yeah, I'm feeling confident that I can get the winner for everyone here back in base. So, yeah, I won't go into too much about it yet, but I've been doing my studying, and I'm hoping that I can get a good nap of the day.
So, what was the nap, Craig?
I'm very, very interested in the Clive Cox runner here, Unforgiving Minute. He's been heavily supported, 11-4 into 7-4 today. I still think he's around 7-4. He's got Adam Kirby on board, fantastic jockey, he knows how to ride this track very well. He's currently working at 35% strike rate, so we know the trainer's in form. He's 2 from 2 at Kempton, and he absolutely hacked up last time out, so that is my main selection.
Unforgiving Minute picking up well there, going to the final furlong, but not quite to bed. Unforgiving Minute, Jodie's Gem, Glorious Sun, Aqua Ardens and Outer Space and Jordan Murphy, they're all running on, but Unforgiving Minute is holding off Aqua Ardens. Close home is another win for Unforgiving Minute. From Aqua Ardens second,
Right third out of space, running on down the near side. Far side, Jordan Murphy.
Craig, many thanks. Have you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, it's been fantastic, mate. You know, it's been an absolute honour being here today. You know, fulfilling my dream. I'm just a massive racing fan, yeah, and I hope we can do it again sometime.
Another winner there, which just goes to show that the high quality of our Tipstar finalists. Could our last contestant live up to the pressure? Sean Burke was next up to the mic.
I'm trying to look for a horse that might have a reason to perform better than it's performed in the past.
Okay, and you think you might have one tonight?
Well, we'll try.
So what had Sean found for us?
Well, the most interesting horse is definitely Russian Ice. She has just dropped down into 0 to 60 class. She's a horse that runs exclusively on the all-weather. And it was about this point last year when she started to run well. She took 3 or 4 runs to get going, as she has this winter. She's run 3 times. The last run was a great deal more promising than the first 2. And she is now rated 58. When she came 3rd and 2nd here in February and back in January of this year, she was rated 68. And I think that's a significant drop in the handicap.
Rocky's Pride from Oliver's Mount inside the final furlong. Rocky's Pride and Oliver's Mount, they're absolutely locked together. Flumps is staying on, so too Dreaming Again. Oliver's Mount has worn away Rocky's Pride. Here's Dreaming Again very late, but Oliver's Mount is in.
Not an ideal trip for Russian Ice today.
Well, no, she doesn't have any excuses, and she appeared to be well set for this race. She was well backed, things were in her favour, but she was disappointing, and she didn't pick up, and can't see many excuses for her, really.
No excuses needed for another excellent performance from the last of our Tipstars. The good thing we're going last is you don't have to wait long to find out who the winner is.
Well, exactly.
And that's what we're going to do now.
We're going to do that now. Well, that's great.
Well done. Back in the green room, the nerves were building as our judges retired to the judging chamber. You can see behind me Dave and Steve deep in conversation. They are in the judges' room. They're working out the winner of this year's Tipstar. And if we come into the...
So, Steve, we've had 6 contestants, 6 racers. We've had one obvious standout result, but I'm not so sure that's the overriding factor in the decision that we're going to come to here.
Well, obviously, tipping up a 16-to-1 winner is a great effort, but as you say, it's not just the results of the races we were looking for. It's all sorts to do with the presentation and the knowledge and the delivery, and we've had some great pundits today.
So we started off with Mike in the 440, the nursery, and you couldn't have got off to a much better start. He named 3 horses in the race, and they filled the first 3 places.
He got the TriCast up for us, so we already had some bullets in the bank there, and his presentation was very good. He obviously knew, he'd done his homework there, his knowledge of the game was good.
There was no doubt he'd done his homework. He had a whole exercise book with yellow stickers on, or whatever, very reminiscent of a Lydia Hislop approach to racing, if you've ever worked with Lydia. But, I mean, he came up with the goods, he put up an outsider that came good, and he put up a convincing case for them. I'm not absolutely sure about the wrap. Did we need a wrap at the end of it? I know Ollie put him under pressure to do that. I don't know whether that's for racing TV.
All the best TV people had a catch line. Mike rapped his out. You've got to be original.
It's another wrap.
That's a wrap.
Now, how can you top a 16-to-1 shot in a 4-horse race, ridden by a £7 claimer, having her first winner? It's either a shot in the dark, but I don't think it was. The way Richard put his case for it, he'd obviously been planning, and he told me before the race that he was going to put up the outsider.
I thought at the time Richard was either being very brave or very foolish, and he made me look foolish because I thought a jockey, Sophie Killeran, who's promising enough but hadn't ridden a winner, and she has now, and Richard knocked it in 16-to-1 up on the line, and he'd said that is how it would happen.
And also, Ollie was trying to steer him off the scent, wasn't going to let him talk about Gleaming Girl, and he pulled him back and said, no, this is the case I want to make for the winner. So I just think it was a tremendous effort, and he got the result.
Let's not forget that Richard's presentation as well was exceptional. His knowledge, his reading of a small field race like that, which is often quite tricky. The big fields, you often know where horses are going to be, but when they're a little tactical affair like that, it's not always straightforward, and he hit the nail on the head there in some effort.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we move on to Harriet, who did our 540, which is a big handicap, much higher standard of race. But she had a tough act to follow, and she didn't put up the winner. But I thought she came back after the race. Her post-race analysis was terrific.
It was, and in pre-race, let's not forget, she put up Andrew Boulding's El Bereth, who ran a really good race and hit the frame. So she wasn't too far away, Harriet. I thought she had a really pleasant presentation style on her, really easy viewing, and she certainly got a future. She's only 19, and you could see that her knowledge was still there, even at a young age, and I was really impressed with Harriet.
Yeah, so moving on to Ben in the 6:10 race, the hottest race of the day. He didn't get it right, that's for certain, but he presented a really good case. And afterwards, I think, if I'm honest, I think he was the best post-race judge.
Oh, his post-race analysis was absolutely astonishingly impressive. He nailed everything in there for me, and although, like you say, he didn't come up the winner pre-race, he certainly was a winner post-race.
And certainly I thought he was the most nervous. As I was walking him to the thing, he was definitely feeling the pressure beforehand. But if only he'd have just got over that in the initial stages, because he came good after the event. Once it was over, okay, he got beat, but he stood there and he just gave a really good run through the race for the viewers.
This is a massive night day for these people, and you could see the nerves in some of them. Some of them kept a lid on it a little bit better than others, but like you say, after the race, Ben relaxed a lot better, and his post-race analysis was exceptional.
Okay, moving on to Craig. Very much, if you like, the cheeky chappy of the night. Knew his stuff. Had a great way of presentation, which I think would have gone down well with quite a lot of our audience. He was relaxed. He was uber confident. I mean, within 2 strides of me walking him down the walkway, he told me that he was really confident he was going to give us the winner, which he did. Okay, it was a 5-4 chance, backed him from 9-4, but it won. And you can't knock him. He's the sort of guy who will just keep on taking the punches, come back and keep on delivering.
Craig will go down a storm in the betting shops. There's no doubt about that. His enthusiasm is there for everyone to see, but so is his knowledge. He could talk all day about racing, this guy, and he nailed all the stats. He had them almost like it was locked up in a computer there, and he was just firing them out time after time. Really impressed with Craig. Like you say, he banged the winner in. Everyone likes a nice shorty when you got a bit of money in the bank, and you, like we had tonight with all the winners earlier on, and you want to play up some, a nice little 5-4 heavily back shot, lovely jubbly, and really impressed with Craig. I thought he did a great job, and a lovely guy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So now Sean, I think he had the toughest job. He was on last. He'd had the bar set really high, and he'd got the worst race of the night. He presented a massive case.
I think his presentation was exceptional. He really nailed it there. You could almost see him being an actor in another life, and he's done a great job for a guy that clearly put his homework in there. He's more of a jumps man, but he's put his homework in. He's got the knowledge of these horses, and he came up with a great, convincing case.
No, absolutely. If Julian Wilson was still around, he'd be jumping straight into his boots, I think.
So, it looked like we had a front runner, but the result was still very much in the balance as the finalists lined up for the dramatic final announcement. So, without further ado then, live at Kempton, we are going to announce the 2014 Racing UK Tipstar. And I can tell you that the winner is Richard Smith. Richard, many, many congratulations. If you come up and get your prize.
Well done, Steve. Thanks very much, mate.
Really impressive.
Thank you.
16-1 winner is good enough, but in a 4-runner race is massively impressive.
What's it feel like to win? Did you expect to win after the 16-1 winner?
After the 16-1 winner, I thought I had a very good chance. Yeah, I've got to be honest. But you know, there were some great performances tonight. You know, from a perspective of just talking about racing, the analysis of the racing. I think we're all here. We all love our racing. I think that's clear to the public. We all love our racing, and we know what we're talking about in terms of analysing races. This is just amazing. It's just amazing. I'm gobsmacked.
A fantastic night then, which we hope you all enjoyed. Richard Smith claiming his £1,000 prize money and a punditry slot on Tingle Creek Day at Sandown. Thanks so much also to all of you who took part, and we hope you enjoyed the experience. If you did, then don't despair. Tipstar is back with more great prizes on offer. So stand by your smartphones and get ready for Tipstar 2015.
Subscribe to Racing UK on YouTube for more great racing features.